Hello, and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin as we're heading into a new trading day. It's going to be an interesting one because today CPI data will be released. Now, the last few times it didn't really lead to much action, but I think it could be an interesting day in the markets in general because the S&P 500, for example, that we analyze in our stocks and share service, link is in the description, is at a key pivotal point now as well. It has basically very much overextended to the upside and waiting for a decision there. So it could shake up the stock market a bit. Crypto also here, I mean, Bitcoin as well has done a rally in very similar ways. Okay, a bit different, but also had a rally like the S&P 500. Is also pretty much at the end of where it needs to be in this wave one of a larger third wave in the bullish perspective. It has reached our targets, minimum targets. It could still stretch higher. If it does, then 38.2 to 43K are the next key levels to watch. It can even go higher, but then it would move and morph and transform into a different scenario from the 1-2-1-2 setup that I'm tracking primarily in the white wave count. It might move into the yellow one, which is short-term more bullish, but eventually probabilities would shift from a high B wave as an alternative to a primary probably. So we would be tracking this as a B wave, which could lead to a significant move down. Okay, if it then leads to new bear market lows or just a higher low, we will see, but it will lead to a significant sell-off at some point because the market will get too overheated if we rally into that region. We know that in crypto especially, it's very reliable normally, and we can say that we're dealing with a wave one of an overall wave three. If the price pulls back and carries out its wave 2 pullback before breaking the 78.6 Fibonacci extension on the log chart. And that's at 43K. So I'm not telling you it will get there, but I'm telling you we still have to allow for it. We have to consider it in this current scenario. I'm very much focused on this pullback now to in a wave 2, which can happen at any time between 27,280 and 32,320 pretty much. Again, I cannot confirm yet that it started. We haven't seen enough action for it, but I always try to make you aware of movements before they really started so that you can work on your plan. And also on a day like that where we might see a little bit of volatility because of CPI data, you never know. Sometimes it just generates that volatility, especially if the numbers or the report shows something unexpected. So that could just lead to some short-term volatility, and it might just be a catalyst, okay? And you want to know, what's going on in case, what if? Because there's no point me giving you the options, high probability scenarios after something happened. That doesn't make much sense. So we want to use current price action, the data we have, to forecast the high likelihood pathways and the roadmap. We want to add a roadmap, right? That's what we've done, what we're doing on a daily basis here. So yeah, can still extend higher, but the highest probability element of this rally in wave one is likely done. Surely it could get another 4-5 section. It could just extend higher a little bit, no problem. Yeah, we talked about that on the smaller time frame, but important is to understand the key threshold here at 43K. Above that level, it could go quite quickly to 58K, but it would not be in a wave one anymore, most likely. It would be something actually that's in the greater context more bearish, quite counterintuitive that something that rallies more could actually be a little bit more bearish, right? But that is what it typically is. There are no certainties in markets. It's all about probabilities. So let's take a look at the shorter time frame. Here, honestly, not much happened. Very, very boring day yesterday, but that's okay. I mean, we've had really a significant movement across the markets across the crypto sector really in the last few weeks. So I'm okay with that. Bitcoin consolidating on a pretty high level there. The overall micro count hasn't even changed since the last update. What are the possibilities? Well, again, one more extension higher is possible in this wave 5 of 1. Yeah, that's because the structure, Fibonacci levels and Fibonacci minimum requirements have been fulfilled. Okay. In this move to the upside, I'm very happy to count the wave 1 already complete, or at least highlight, let's say, the risk that it's complete, because it could lead to a 25% pullback in this scenario even. So I'm not saying we will go down all the way to 27,290, but we have to consider that pullback as an option, as a possibility that tells you a lot about your risk. You can use that for your risk plan and risk management and trading plan, really. So it could also be a shallow wave too, right? But the thing is, the risk for a pullback has significantly increased, which is why I highlight it, because the minimum requirements in terms of Fibonacci levels have been reached. Fib levels are sometimes more reliable than structure. So especially in the crypto market, especially when we talk about micro counts, microstructures, these are sometimes somewhat less reliable, especially the micro counts, especially when we talk about, okay, it's like one more wave or not, because sometimes in those volatile movements that we see, sometimes the last wave can be found within those wicks and you cannot recognize clearly the subwaves, especially when we talk about like 30-minute charts and stuff like that. So the risk is there for that pullback. That's all I can say. We have a bit of uncertainty. You can deal with that in various ways. That's where tactics come in, strategy, which is not covered by the analysis, of course. We're looking at the chart. Analysis is or strategy is unique to your own trading plan, right? And trading management. However, we are looking here still at a possible extension. The blue count shows one pathway. So it could be that we've completed 3 waves up already. Again, only 3. It would be great to get 5. That would complete it also structurally. Not so concerned about that because from a Fib level point of view, it's not enough. So it might be working here on this wave D now. Then we could get another E wave in this triangle I shared with you already yesterday. Then we would get if we get a break above 37,560, it would confirm that this 5th wave is running. Confirmation is no certainty. Now that's one scenario. If we get a break, however, below the yesterday or today's low at 36,240 basically, I would say that then this triangle gets invalidated. It's not officially invalidated then. That will only happen with a break below the A wave low at 35,900 or 35,860. But honestly, it will look strange with one more low here. So ideally, it's when we're working on the D wave, then forms a higher low in E to go. If we have to take out the blue count because it breaks down, then the yellow count is still another possibility how an extension higher can happen. And the situation is that this wave 4 can go down quite deep if it has to. So that's the problem. We won't know. It will take a while until we really know we are in the wave 2. That's just the uncertainty we deal with. That's okay. We just need to know about that. But a break below that ascending trend line, I think, will already shift the probabilities towards, okay, we are already coming down in wave 2, but I will not be able to take the yellow count, which also allows for another extension, which is a flat structure with a high B wave. I will not be able to take that off the chart until we've dropped quite a bit. That's my update about Bitcoin. I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure you follow us on Instagram and Twitter. You can find the links in the description. There is additional content there every single day. Mindset stuff, infos, tips about trading, Elliott Wave, and so on. And if you're interested in daily updates about the S&P 500 and stocks, then check out our stocks and S&P 500 service. The link can also be found in the description. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.